Good morning, budgeting friends. Welcome back to Work Right Planner. On this channel, we talk about my budgeting journey as I learn about finance and try to pay off 6 figures of overall debt. Here I share my successes and my failures in hopes that none of you make the same mistakes that I did. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, pull up a seat, stay a while. I hope you enjoy. So welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to finally set up my April budget. This sticker set is available in my Etsy shop. I know it's a little late to be doing that, but this is how it ended up working out when I did the layout, and I like it. It's a little bit different than what I'm used to, so we'll see how this works out, but let's hop to this, shall we? Okay, so we're gonna start out just by writing in my sources of income, so let me do that real quick. So this has got day job, side hustle, and then other for whatever else might come in during the month. My budgeted income for KYTC is going to be $22.98, and then my budgeted income for the YMCA will be $160, and both of those together come out to my normal $24.58. So that's going to be what we're working with for the rest of this month. Let's move on to our fixed bills. Okay, so this has all of my fixed expenses listed, and we'll just go through and fill in the amounts. The accident insurance is always $24. The bank fee is always $3. Car insurance is $66. Car wash is always $25. The cell phone bill, I finally found out how much it is with the change in the plan and everything. I thought it was going to be in the 60s, which is what I budgeted last month because I wasn't really sure what it was going to be, but it ended up being $87 because I had to drop somebody off my plan and the plan went up. So $87 for that. It's still better than the $99 I was paying before, so I'm not going to complain. Electric is $165. Internet will be $56. Natural gas will be $40. OnStar is going to be $8. Storage is always $75, and my goal is to try to get rid of that soon, but I've got to get my health in order so that I can go and sort through the storage buildings. iCloud is going to be $1. Hulu is $8. Netflix is $12, and SiriusXM is $7. So let's add all of this up. So that came out to be $577. We're going to make that negative, and we're going to add back the $24.58 from our income, and that means that we have $1,881 left as we go into our variable expenses. So let's go and do variable now. Okay, so we have now all of our variable expenses listed. For eating out this month, I'm going to budget $98, which I don't think is nearly enough considering what all has happened during this 2 weeks that I've been MIA, but it is what we have, so that's what we have to work with. The gas and oil is going to be $150. Groceries will be $292. Household is going to get $17. Miscellaneous is going to have $30. Paula is going to have $30 in her pot, although I think that's probably going to need to be a little more. Pet care is going to be $40, and toiletries is going to be $27. So we will see at the end of the month how this plays out, but I do expect for the eating out and Paula and potentially groceries to be worse than what's budgeted here. And that's a bridge I'll cross when I get to it, but yeah, we'll see. So let's add all this up. Okay, so we've got $684. We're going to make that negative, and we're going to add the amount that was left after the fixed bills, which was $1,881, and that's going to give us $1,197 as we head forward into the sinking funds and saving portion of our budget. Okay, so I got to looking, and I have too many sinking funds and savings categories to be able to list them all in this amount of space. So I'm going to just put sinking funds and savings so that I at least know kind of where the money is coming from and can still budget the way I was used to, and maybe next time I can better plot out how to lay out this page so that things will fit better. So for sinking funds, we're only going to set back $75, and savings is going to be $50. So, and this is not like my just extra savings. I'm trying to build 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. This is like, I know that I have my license and tags due at the end of the year. I need to set money back. So it's, think of it as my sinking funds within my savings account. So we've got the cash envelope sinking funds will get $75, and the ones in my actual account will get $50. That is $125. Very easy to add up right there. So we'll, oops, I shouldn't have done that. $11.97 minus 125 is $1,072 heading into debt. Y'all, I hate debt, but let's go there anyway. Okay, so I got to looking at this, and I have 7 debts that I have to pay, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots. So it looks like we're gonna have to share a spot in one of these, but that's okay. So let me write in my categories. Oh, you know what? I don't have Lowe's written in. So apparently I had 2 extras. Oh well. So Capital One is gonna get $142. The Chevy is gonna get $216. Kia is gonna get $175. The Kia car is gonna get $114. Lowe's has nothing budgeted for it because the debt snowball from March was enough to cover everything that I needed for Lowe's, so I rolled that payment elsewhere. Mortgage was $370. MSU is always $25, and then Wells Fargo, my share of that this month is $30. So let's add all this up and see what it comes out to be. Okay, so that is $1,072, and I'm gonna scoot this over so you guys can see. I hope you can see. But that is what we have remaining. So that means that this is now a zero-based budget, and we have done our job for the month of April. So yay! But as you know, this is only half the battle. Now we have to go and divide it out into our paychecks so that we make sure we stay on track with what plan we've got here. So let's meet me over on the paycheck page. Okay. So now we're going to get into the nitty and gritty of how this month is going to play out. Our first paycheck is going to be on 4/7, and we estimate it to be $80. So let me fill in my categories, and then we'll come back and talk numbers. So these are the categories that I intend to pay out of this paycheck. The car wash, I'm going to take out the full $25. The iCloud, that whopping $1, I don't know why I would need to break that up. Netflix, I'm going to take out $12. So let's add this up real quick. 25 plus 1 plus 12 is 38. And we're going to make that negative and add back $80 because that's what we're budgeting. And that gives us $42 as we go into the variable expenses. Miscellaneous, I'm going to budget $15 out of this paycheck. And the pet care, I'm going to take $20 out of this paycheck. And that's $35. Out of our $42, that leaves $7. And then on the anniversary, I'm going to put $5 in, and Mother's Day I'm going to do $2, and that gives us our $7. So that makes this a zero-based budget. We're good to go for this one. Moving on. Okay, so this next paycheck is going to be April 14th, and we estimate that it'll be $1,148. So let me fill in my categories, and we'll come back and talk numbers. So now we've got our categories out here. The car insurance is going to be $66. Cell phone is that dreaded $87. My share of the internet this month is $56. OnStar is $8. That's pretty normal. Storage, I have broken into 2 paychecks this time. So $22 of the storage is going to come out of this check. Completely okay to do that, by the way, as long as you don't spend that money. Sirius XM is going to be $7. So let's add all of this up and see what that comes out to be. Okay, so that is $246, and we are going to make that negative, and we are going to add the $11.48, and that gives us $902 as we head into eating out. So I'll just document that. For eating out, or head into variable, not eating out. So for variable expenses, eating out, I'm gonna budget $49 for this 2-week period. Gas, I'm gonna put in $75. Groceries, $146. Paula is gonna get $15, and then toiletries is gonna get $27. So let's add this up and see what we've got. Okay, so that says it's $312. Document that. We're going to make that negative, and we're going to add in the $902 that's left after the fixed, and that leaves us $590 to go into debt and savings. So Christmas, I'm going to set back $46. We're making up for lost time because I don't think I got to put anything into Christmas for March. So thank God we were a little bit ahead on that. Lawn is going to be $20. Amazon Prime is $11. License and tags is $16. Capital One is going to get $142. Chevy is going to get $216. The Kia car is going to get $114. And Murray State is getting their $25. So let me add all of this up. Hopefully it comes out to be $590. Praise God Almighty, it came out to be $590. I love when this plan works out. We've got another zero-based budget, which means every one of our dollars has a plan. And now we're on to paycheck number 3. Paycheck number 3 is happening April 21st, and we're budgeting $80 for it. So let me fill in the categories that we're going to hit with this one, and I'll be right back. We've got our categories on here. The bank fee is always $3. That's the only fixed expense that we have coming out of this check, so the total is $3. 80 minus 3 is 77 as we head into the variable. Variable, look at that. I didn't even make my line there, and my ruler's across the room, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So household is 17. For the record, if you happen to buy one of my sticker kits that's made this way, these lines do line up. So all you have to do is put your ruler next to each of those and make the line between, and you're good. Miscellaneous gets 15 and pet gets 20. So let's add those up real quick. Okay, so that came out to be 52 out of 77. That leaves 25. Does anyone have an echo that reminds you of things at certain times of the day? Funny story, if you ever hear that, I don't know if you can even hear it now, the echo is going off saying, "This is a reminder, the pups need to go out." We have a teenager who is responsible for taking the dogs out when it's time, and he had a terrible time remembering, so my fiance has an echo literally in every room of the house. It is insane, but he has them broadcast every 2 hours. This is a reminder, the pups need to go out. So please don't think I'm crazy. My fiance is. Anyway, so Mother's Day is gonna get 2. The grandkids envelope will get 7. Sam's is gonna get 9. And then my Microsoft 365, we're gonna set back $7. So let's add all of this up. Hopefully it comes out to be the $25. And it sure enough did. So we've got 25 and a zero-based budget. And now we're down to our last paycheck of the month, and it should get everything else. And that way our plan is followed. So meet me at paycheck number 4. This one ended up a little bit further apart, I believe. Okay, so this pay date is April 28th. This is one of those rare months where I get paid every week, and that's gonna be really nice. It would have been really nice if I'd have been able to stay on top of it. But anyway, that makes for a nice month for me when everything is kind of split out. But this paycheck should be $1,150 iffy. Now I'm going to go in and fill in the categories. I'll be right back. So I got everything put on here. The accident insurance is always $24. Electric is $165. Natural gas will be $40. Storage coming out of this check is the remaining balance, so that's $53. And then Hulu is going to be $8. So let's add those up real quick. Okay, so that gives us $290. We are going to subtract that from $1150, and that gives us $860 as we head into the variable expenses.
This is a reminder. Time to shut off internet if dogs aren't out. This is a reminder. Time to shut off internet if dogs aren't out.
Yeah. Okay, so eating, look, I didn't do this one too, which of course all of those line up. I would have done them all at one time, so it makes sense. But anyway, eating out, we've got $49. Gas and oil is $75. Groceries is the other half, so it's going to be $146. And then we've got the other half of Paula, which is $15. So let's add those up and see what we've got left for the debt and savings. Okay, so this one comes out to be $285. We're gonna make that negative and add back the $860 that's left after the fixed expenses, and that leaves us with $575 when we go into debt and savings. So here we are, we've got the Kia, that's $175. My share of the mortgage this month is $370. And then Wells Fargo is that furniture is gonna be $30. So $370 and $30 is $400, $575. Look at that, you guys, I don't even have to break out a calculator. And that gives us a zero-based budget here. So far we're looking pretty good. We've got 2 more things to finish out our monthly budget plan, okay? The first one is the excess income plan, and the second one is the variable income budget. So let's go set up our excess income plan. That way if we end up with any overtime or extra income coming in, we know how we want to apply it. Okay. So if you guys have been with me for very long, you know that before the month ever starts, usually, not this month, but before the month ever starts, I always come up with a plan for how I want to apply any extra money that comes in. This would be overtime, gifted money, that kind of thing. I try to have not a detailed plan, but kind of guidelines that I try to go by. It's my suggested way to handle it. So the first thing that I always do is that whatever change there is goes into my buffer, and that is just a line item in each of my accounts that is there for, say something comes out that's more than I expected, or we have to make a miscellaneous expense but we're out of miscellaneous money. I can pull it out of there. You know, that's what that's for. So it goes into my buffer, and believe it or not, your change adds up very quickly. Now, the remainder, the first thing that happens to the rest of it is that we plug it into the variable income, okay? And we take care of whatever is in it. Step 2 is if it is greater than or equal to $100, then I'm gonna get some money. And the reason for that is very rarely do I have anything that's more than $100. So my envelope very rarely ever gets stuffed, like very, very rarely. And let's just face it, I need some stuff, and I realize we have a clothing envelope, but that money generally goes toward the teenagers' clothes. So like right now, I've got a pair of shoes. It's my only pair of shoes. I wear them every day, and I've been wearing them every day for about 5 years. They really need to be replaced, but I will not replace them until I happen to get enough money in my envelope to cover that. So that's what that's for, okay? So less than or equal to $100, I get nada, okay? And then from there, that's where we get the fun stuff. So at this point, we're gonna hit our debt, number 1. We're going to throw a little bit into the Murphy account, which for those who don't know is my emergency fund. I realized that if I were truly following the Dave Ramsey baby steps, my $1,000 that I already have in there would be sufficient, but life has knocked me several times in the last couple of years, and $1,000 is just not enough. So I'm gonna continue to throw a little bit in there until I have it up to $2,000, and maybe then I will feel comfortable with throwing even more at my debt. But until then, we're gonna keep throwing a little bit into Murphy. Then we want the savings challenges, and of course, because we have terrible habits and a crazy lifestyle, I'm gonna throw a little bit toward eating out. So this month, the way that I want it broken down is I'm gonna do 55% toward debt, 20% toward Murphy, 15% toward savings challenges, and the remaining 10% is gonna go into our eating out envelope. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have enough extra in the 10% eating out to cover what extra we've spent eating out this month, but we'll see. Okay, so the last thing that we need to go over is my variable income budget. Okay, so here's the deal with this. The variable income budget is for any extra income that comes in, and anything that I've had to take out of my main budget that I didn't have money for, and I had to cull it out, I put on this form. So, and this month I had to pull almost a couple $100 out of it, but I'm gonna go ahead and list everything on here so that I can try to get everything covered, because I can't have 2 months in a row where I just don't cover things. So let me fill in the categories that we're gonna touch on, and I'll be right back and we'll talk about numbers. So this is everything that I would like to be able to cover if I get extra income coming in. So Hala is gonna get 3, pet needs 9, medical needs 17, lawn needs 6, car maintenance needs 17, clothing needs 7, miscellaneous needs 3, the litter robot needs 7, birthdays needs 17, planner needs 3, Mother's Day needs 15, Father's Day needs 12, and Calvin's graduation trip, I need to throw in $55. So there's that. Let's add all of this up and see what we've got here. That gives us $171 worth of stuff that we would like to be able to put back into the budget. And that is it. We have our comprehensive budget for the month of April. Hopefully everything goes well. My next video should be, I'm going to combine the 2 paychecks that I already got before I was able to film this. So the April 7th and the April 21st paycheck budget with me. So be sure to join me for that one. In the meantime, if you're still in the mood to watch, YouTube has put the best match for you on the screen. Thank you all so much for sticking with me. It means the world to me. I will see you next time. Have a great couple of days, everyone. Bye!